All right, hey everybody, thanks for joining me on another episode. So today I'm going to talk to you about mice in your trailer because obviously it's a common topic. It seems to come up around the winter time about having mice in the trailer and stuff, and that can really ruin your camping trip. I know it did for me once because when we happened to find some mouse droppings in the trailer, it ended up kind of shutting down the camping trip until that mouse was gone. So I ended up finding a product that it happened to be that I had it at home. I ended up using it on actually not my trailer, but I used it on my truck first. And it happened to be kind of an accident that I found it. So kind of want to tell you guys a little bit about the product, kind of tell you how I found it, and then the kind of luck that I've had with it. So let me tell you a quick story on how I actually came upon it, and we'll kind of go from there. Alright, so the story goes basically like this. One day when I was out doing some basic maintenance on my truck, it ended up being to where when I opened the hood and I came over to look at the air box, I ended up finding some mouse droppings over here and some kind of little acorn nuts and a few other things. So it ended up being to where I was like, okay, I'll clean it off. Kind of was looking around too to see if there's any other spots the mouse might have been, but it was mainly just right here and also a little bit down in the frame in here. There's a few holes that are kind of in the side panel. So what had happened is that I ended up cleaning this all off and then came out the next day and the same thing. Ended up finding more mouse droppings and a few little nuts and this and that. So of course I was kind of freaked out thinking I'd been living in the truck for a while, and so I started checking wires as well because you don't want mice chewing on your wires, rats or anything like that, because that could lead to a whole other set of sort of problems. So ended up being to where I cleaned off the motor and everything really well, even kind of rinsed it off, and then I ended up shooting water up and down the frame and stuff, and then, kind of closed it up, hoping, okay, that's good, the thing is gone. I came out the next day, opened the hood, no mouse droppings. I was like, okay, hey, great. So just for the heck of it, about 2 days later, I came back, opened the hood again, and there it was again, more mouse droppings in the same place. And so then I was kind of like, okay, well, maybe I'll try to find some kind of a poison or a something to just try to shoot around it and see. And so I kind of went in the garage, kind of looked around, see what I had. And I ended up finding this on the side of my trailer because I'll kind of use it during the summertime. And I'll actually spray this stuff around the perimeter to kind of keep bugs away, ants and other things. And so I ended up taking this product, I'll show you. This stuff right here. Now, I'm not promoting this product. I don't get paid by them or anything like that. It just happened to be something that I had, and it's something that worked. So I ended up spraying a little bit on top of the air box right here, and then I sprayed some down along this fender panel that's down here. There's some holes in it, and I sprayed it in there. And I figure, hey, what the hey? And I even did a little bit around the other parts of the motor, sprayed some on the ground, whatever. Came out the next day, mouse was gone. I was like, okay, well, whatever. Tried it again, looked out there a couple days. I probably looked at it for the next 5 days in a row, and it was gone. No more mouse droppings or anything like that. So I was like, okay, well, maybe sheer luck I got lucky. So basically I put the stuff away, moved on, whatever. About 2 or 3 months later, it ended up being to where I found mouse droppings inside my trailer. So then I'm like, oh great, here we go. Okay, so when you find that in your trailer, you're obviously not going to really want to go camping, or at least your wife doesn't want to go camping if they know that there's a mouse in the trailer. So start tearing apart the trailer, looking for other spots that it might have been, and this and that, and it was mainly around the bedroom is where I found it. I looked in all the cabinets for other mouse dropping areas. We were lucky that it was only kind of in one area, so I decided, okay, well, clean up everything really well, and then I went inside and I sprayed a little bit of this in the sink area, underneath the sink cabinets, underneath the bathroom sink cabinet. I did a couple spots inside the bedroom as well, and then it ended up being to where I sprayed a bunch of it outside. I sprayed it around the frame, underneath on the bottom panels, because it's a sealed unit under there for winter weather. And then just kind of, came back out and looked the next day and the next day, and we were getting ready to leave in 3 days for the trip, and I didn't see anything. So I was like, okay, well, it's probably hiding in the trailer somewhere. Who knows? Anyway, so continued on looking for several days after that, even after the camping trip, and I decided, well, I'm just going to keep spraying this stuff about every 3 weeks or so, and sprayed around the frame, sprayed around the trailer, and kind of go from there and see if I get lucky or not. And I haven't had a mouse problem since then. And so it ended up being to where a friend of mine had a mouse problem as well, and I told him about the product, and I just said, hey, I have some of this stuff, and this is what I did. Give it a shot. I don't know. I might just be getting lucky. Who knows? So ended up being to where the same thing with him. After a few days, he no longer had a mouse problem. The mouse was gone. He didn't see any more droppings in his trailer. So, And I know you guys are probably thinking, well, I don't want to be spraying poison around my trailer and this and that. Well, I looked up the MSDS sheets on this, which is your material safety data sheets, and I looked up the toxicity level in it. And I'll throw just a quick screenshot over somewhere around here. And if you look at it, it's actually not very bad. This stuff is the toxicity of it is actually really low. And so this is kind of one of the reasons I continue to use it, because I use it around the home anyway. So I'm wondering if any of you guys out there want to give it a shot. Try it for a couple weeks, maybe a couple months, see if it actually works or not. Is it just pure luck that, you know, those 3 times in a row that the mice haven't come back? Or is it really there's something in here that they don't like? Maybe there's a certain smell or some kind of a chemical that they don't like, and they just kind of stay away from it. So that's basically all there is to this video, is that, you know, this is more of an experiment. I want to see if you guys want to try it. And I know I haven't had any mouse problems since I started using it, and I don't have any bugs either. So what do you got to lose? You might not have any more bugs in your trailer. And, you know, start from the inside like it says. You know, if you were going to do your house, you start in the inside and then work your way on the outside and just kind of spray certain spots. And I do it about probably once a month, sometimes maybe a little more, a little less. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. And until next time, I'll see you guys then.